Good evening. End of week 7 in Serbski, Belgrade. So let's do a quick, just do a quick review of this week. Very busy with work, but managed to get out and about today, Saturday. My advice to anyone is never get a taxi in Belgrade unless you call for it, or unless you go to a very specific taxi stop, which is just on the roundabout next to the Hilton in the centre. There's a lot of con artists here. Guy today tried to charge me 3,200 dinar, which is like nearly 30 euros for a 5-minute taxi trip. I was like, brother, this is a 500 dinar taxi ride. He's like, you know, it's private taxi. Some coffee costs €1, some costs €5. I'm like, mate, I don't even have the money. Anyway, I paid him 2,500 dinar, which is all I had. What can I do? What can I do? It was on the meter, but the meter was ridiculously fast. Obviously a crook. The same thing happened to me a couple of weeks ago, leaving the mall. And I just thought, oh, it's one of those things, right? If the taxi driver's under 40, don't get in a taxi. I'd say under 50, don't get in a taxi. They're con artists, just whatever. So, bro, that's above London prices, yeah? This ain't fucking London. That's why I'm here, yeah? It's nowhere near as developed for a start, nowhere near. Yeah, but it's also a lot cheaper, so there we go. So, thoughts, yeah. What am I having right now? Maybe I'm having a little bit of a cultural, it's not a culture shock, but because I expected it, because I've been in the Balkans before. But after like I've been here nearly a couple of months now, after the original excitement, you know, and the interest and intrigue passes, it does get a bit hard as a Western person. It does get a bit harder as a Western person. You realize, although we look the same, or similar at least, comparable, we're really very different. We're really different. And I don't see that as even a bad thing. It's just like, where do you meet? You know, where do you meet in the middle? Where do you meet in the middle? So yeah, but I've had a lot of good conversations. Actually, the people that have most interesting conversations here with often are Russian, interesting perspectives. But yeah, the culture here is very much like, it's actually very much like the stereotype. The women are like quite elegant with their shades on, like very, you know, they're quite arrogant in a way, but that's all right. I mean, it is what it is. Probably not as arrogant as some countries, to be honest, but I can see through it anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. And then the guys, like, you know, they're all the same, just like, yes, I go to gym, I do 200 kilos bench press, yes, we go friends, we go beat up gypsies, you know. And that's about 80% of the guys here. So, you know it's true, yeah. Which is, you know, it's cool, but it's just like, it's all the same, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that is what it is. I think if I'd grown up here, I think I probably would have left very young. I'm here now because it's like it's an economic opportunity. It's curious as a tourist. So yeah, I don't want to be negative though, because I do like it. I think you have these ebbs and flows as a foreigner when you come to a different place, you spend time there. And I actually do like the people. I think the people are nice. I think like underneath the toughness and arrogance, I think they're good people. I like really good people, in my opinion. Apart from taxi drivers. You get a sense of genuineness in conversation. Even if they like you or don't like you, it's quite genuine, yeah? And I like that, I respect it. So I am really not criticizing. I'm just saying it's just different, right? For example, often in the UK, or not, let's say Western, especially Latin America, you have back and forth people, right? There's back and forth. People smile, yeah? People actually smile. You know, sometimes I think people here have a bit of trouble with this, you know. So yeah, the smiley, happy cultures. It doesn't make you tough, the fact that you don't smile, by the way. It doesn't make you more cool or sophisticated. I know this because I'm that type of person. And I see myself when I act like that. I know I'm just acting like a moody dickhead. So that's why I understand these people. You know, because I act the same a lot of times. When I'm in different countries, people are like, God, you're a bit serious, aren't you? You know. But anyway, look at this beautiful new development. One thing I will say about everything here in Old Serbski, I hope they actually keep those characteristics I've just talked about, that toughness, that almost arrogance. I hope they don't go down a route of just becoming like very mindless consumers, you know, very weak. I hope they don't go down that route. The reason I say that is because some of the signs now, the economic development is good, but you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that. It can actually ruin you. That can ruin you. In a cultural sense, because things get too easy, people get too wealthy, people start obsessing with bullshit, you know, and they forget the real grit and the real, you know, whatever it is that's deep in their folk culture, and that is unique to every country. Yeah, I hope the Barbarian Serbski stays strong, the men and the women, yeah, because they're both like that. So I have one more week here. I'll be leaving the apartment. I've had, should we say, a small issue in the apartment this week. And I'll be leaving for Bosnia next Friday. No, next Saturday. I'll probably do one more. I'm hoping to go to the old town in Belgrade. Sorry, the new town in Belgrade, Novo Belgrade. I'm hoping to go there on Friday, and then I'll be off on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to fly up to Bosnia or I'm going to get the bus. Depends how I'm feeling, how the economics is working out. I'm kind of pushing myself to spend very little at the moment, which is not really my personality, so I might get the bus, but I don't know, I might be lazy, get a plane. So yeah, there's my review from week 7. I hope that's not too negative. I think those are fair comments, and I certainly don't mean them in a negative way. It's actually very much a reflection on myself. It's a reflection much more on myself, on the culture that I'm from, the places that I enjoy, the places where I actually fit in. And sometimes when you travel, you can appreciate a place, really like it, but you're just kind of conscious, this isn't really my place, you know, even though I really like it, you know, it's a strange feeling. So, volimo Belgrade, and peace, love, good night.